Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, there's my Priest Ryan Benry have rolled magnificent. Welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. We are going to be picking up on grief. Fair warning, I've had a beer or two, a drink or two. So it's going to be a little bit of different of a stream. But first things first, I absolutely am not okay with the spinal column that I put in there. And I'm almost certain that this is going to break the piece. But it needs to be fixed. And I will regret doing it if I don't do it now. So pretty much just cutting these vertebrae off. So I can take that spinal column and I'm going to put it on the inside so it's visible. This did not go according to plan. That's okay. We'll make it work. So I figured I would do this in the evening, just in the event that other people that are not able to make the morning hobby hang felt like hanging out and watching a little bit of work on grief. Everybody loves grief. Funniest guy in town. Alrighty. And now I absolutely did not, if you can tell, pull any of that hair out that I was meant to today. I was trying to finish up this commission and waiting on Grieblin's partner in crime to come in. And yeah, did not get it done. So now we get to figure out how to put together a spine. We're going to look at this one as a reference. Lots of spine, all right. Probably should have used this one. It's already cut up. All right, bag. It's very hot. It is actually, for the first time in a very long time, it's very normal. Normal outside here. Like, not the worst. But I am sorry to hear that. How hot is it there, Possum? How hot is it? Very. Alrighty, so these go right about there. So facing this way. Man, okay, this vertebrae is definitely more hacked up than I was really hoping it would be. But I refuse to admit defeat. Yep, okay, so these just stack on top of each other. That's really not that bad. Okay, we can make that work. I'm jealous. My room fans. Oh my gosh, that's so hot, Possum. That's too hot. I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is down here. Probably it's basement temp. So like 60 something. That's so hot. 94, man. I am so sorry, Possum. I could talk about cold places if that would help, like the Arctic. I don't think that would help. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm sorry. Man, I might have fucked up here. Vertebrae. Yeah, I might have messed up. My computer is a space heater. That also probably the computer definitely makes an impact. Also would make an impact if you put two very large cabinets in the center of your room. Makes the room very hot. The air circulation in the basement is abysmal now. After putting these cabinets up. Oh boy. So I've got this little oscillator over there that's supposed to move the air around the room. I might have been sold on it and hoped for more than I got, because I gotta tell you, I'm not like, man, it's really cool now. It's just like, it's a fan. Realistically, it's like mid to high 80s, but the computer takes it to the next level. Yeah, that definitely tracks. I'd say Greenland probably puts out a good amount of heat, but no worries, Greenland, you're not in any danger. Or is it? Bum bum bum. Okay, so this clearly went there, but we'll raise that up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I recently just got back from our local brewery slash bar. Saw my friend Doug there. He works where I used to work, and I was stressed a little bit before I went there. And then I listened to him talk about, his current happenings, and I was like, I'm not anymore. I'm not stressed anymore. Now I'm remembering I'm actually really, really happy. So that's good. Just got to focus on that and try to finish this vertebrae. Oh boy. Yeah, there was definitely a better way to do that than what I just did. But we'll deal with that later. Or never again, because I don't think we're gonna do that again. Luckily though, I think we can make it work. We'll make it work. Yeah, I gotta say, I do think that bar, they say the ABV, and I'm always suspicious, because I'm just like, I don't know about that, fam. It seems like it's a little higher. But that's probably the difference between, actually, I don't know. It's the only time I've ever had that issue. Rheingeist is not like that, or other breweries that I'm a fan of. It's probably in the way they brew. I don't know. Nick Tragiccio would probably know. He makes beer. AKA Cordal, if you're a fan of him and his work. Love that boy. Vertebrae. That looks great. See, grief. There's no reason to be upset. Yet. Well, I say that, and now we've pretty much already run out of vertebrae. I don't even know where the other ones went. There's a coccyx. That's not going to help me. There's a hand, arm. That's not going to help me either. I guess we're going to have to go into these. And I might use a saw. That is an unpleasant noise. How is the rest of your day, my dear possum? Hopefully wonderful, other than the heat. Man, this is an unpleasant noise. I am so sorry. I'm just going to back up a little bit. I don't want to cut it with the nippers, but I feel like I'm going to have to, because this sucks. This is a better, absolutely a better choice. Yeah, way better choice. So Greebelin and Greemp, Greemp, would be Greebelin's new partner in crime. Greemp arrived. That's good. So we'll scoot these down. Oh, vertebrae. Get out of there. Come on. Right there. That looks good. And then this one, a little bit lower. I don't think that those are going to match up. That's fine. We'll make it work. We'll fix it in post. YouTube did the censor thing. Oh, you said something real crazy and off the rails, and it was just like, that's not cool. It's going okay, waiting for Anna to get back from physical therapy. Oh, well, hopefully she gets back soon. Tell her I said hi. I said that I don't want you to. Oh. Cut. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't want to cut myself either. And that was definitely a prime accident zone. So we got through that just fine. After that, there's like almost virtually no way I could accidentally hurt myself. Which that's a disturbing thought, if there's anybody out there. And that it would have ruined my day. Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, my dear. I gotta say, having cut myself before with that saw in a very similar way, that was not the best way to use a saw. I'm not proud. I don't recommend that. Oh boy, these vertebrae, they just don't want to stick there. And I really don't want to hose this thing down in zip kicker, but I'm about a couple seconds away from it. I just don't have the patience right now. I just want to do the thing. Yeah, briefly talking with my former coworker. It's just like, oh boy, I forgot how much I hated my old job. Just listening to him talk about the call that he had to be on. And it's just like, oh boy, I can't think of anything I'd rather not do more than that right now. Okay, now that's not bad. This is good. I will be more careful though, I promise. Ah, man, I'm gonna get hair and glue all over my hands again. I finally got all the glue off my fingers. And now it's just gonna be right back on there. And like to just prove a point, it's just like all over my fingers already. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. There. Stay there. Your spine. Vertebrae, if you will. Yeah, that looks good. All right, zip kick time. Right there. Yeah, almost finished the model for you, Possum. It is so close. We're so close. But having to switch between doing green stuff and then hyper detailing and stuff really threw me for a little loop there because I thought, oh, hey, I can do both. False. I cannot. People that like to do lots of layers of stuff with green stuff, in my opinion, are psychos. I can't work like that. I'm looking at you, Nick Cordall. I just can't. I love Nick. Just to specify that if anyone is I am just constantly amazed whenever I've watched him work on something or we've talked about something. It's just he will sculpt and then put more green stuff on top and then add on that layer, and it's just like, dude, I can't. The second, I think I'm heavy-handed. If I know that's a big thing with tattoo artists. I know Johnny says that he's heavy-handed. He's not. I don't have any scars on mine. Like, and he covered the entire back of my arm. But like Kelly's got so many scars from like how heavy-handed hers are. But I think that I am heavy-handed because this, when I go to just smooth out things, I think I've just been pushing too hard. So when I want something smooth, it almost makes it concave. I think that might be a key part of it, and why I'm not able to do multiple layers at once. Is I think I naturally just go in with a little bit too much hand strength, unintentionally. But I think that looks all right. That looks like a spine. Yeah. Yeah, that's a spine, all right. And then, do we want that down there? I thought that was gonna fall, but it didn't. Okay, let's see. Nope. I don't know about that. The coccyx. Here's some more little pieces of the vertebrae that I just hacked up. I'm fine with that though. I think it's gonna be good. I think with enough green stuff or epoxy sculpt around there, we can definitely make that work. This, I don't think, nah, I'll take it. I'll take the piece. Just to specify, note, this is not how my god hands broke. I don't do anything abusive with those. It was just the tomatoes. And then I want to get the rough stuff. It's pretty much right there. I want to put that on the back, right above those little hips. Oh, cut my fingers off. Man, that would suck. Yeah. No, I don't think. I've cut myself pretty good with that saw. It does not take much, I gotta tell you. Which that would absolutely be my recommendation for a hobby saw. There are a lot out there. That's my favorite. Other ones that I've messed with are pretty much X-Acto brands. I've used quite a few X-Actos. That's good. That looks like a coccyx. So, right there. Get that little bump off. Kind of push it like that. Just need to remove this little bit here. I will do my best not to cut off any of my fingers. That'll be a gnarly video if I do, though. My wife's grandfather cut off his fingers, and he had them reattached. They were kind of crooked. You can only put them back on so much. But on a cool note, the surgeon that did that was also the surgeon that did the very first hand transplant. Like, successful, I suppose. Which is kind of cool. So I guess, like, yep, well, you had your fingers put back on by the guy that knows about hands. Perfect. I think that would break the US. I assume. I would hope if I could cut my fingers off in a video that they'd be like, we got to draw a line somewhere, guys. Come on. I would think. But then again, maybe not. Maybe they're like, it's getting a lot of views. That's a lot of money. He's got more. There are a lot of little sports in there. Those got to come out. Break. There they are. Actually, I saw them a second ago. They disappeared on me. 1, 2, 3. 3. Yeah, that's it. And all this hair. It's very silly. I'm going to cut that. These are for metal, not hair. Or hair metal. These are my scissors that I only use for hair metal. Grease pretty metal, not hair metal. Just gonna go right there. Nice little blend. When are you gonna make the hair metal demon? I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of heat coming off there. I don't like that. I don't even know. I don't even know what that one would be called. A demon based on hair metal. Well, white snake. It's probably the easiest alcove to dive down. To come into a. Well, let's see. Where can we get messed up with there? It would probably be white snake. I don't know. I don't have much emotional attachment to white snake. A lot of people really like that one white snake video, like the white snake video. I don't know. Maybe ego death. Concept of ego death and like ego or id, just because Steve I from Whitesnake. I did not even realize he was one of the dudes in Whitesnake. He is on Polyphia's album, playing on a song called Ego Death. And I'm assuming that it's called that because of that, because he made a comment at one point in time that he knew that he would not be as good of a guitarist as the guys in that band before he died. But it's all about age and stuff, and how that tracks. It's just playing something completely different, a completely different way of playing it, which I'm assuming that has to lead to the concept of ego death in that sense of playing, like writing a song with literally one of your heroes. So maybe that. Whitesnake's the closest way that we're going to get to hair metal demon, I think. How did I start streaming 26 minutes ago? This is nuts. This went by way too quick. It's probably all that dicking around with the spine that I did, if I had to guess. So, with that said, we're going to come on this side. When am I going to make the hair metal demon? See, if I could just make stuff and not like try to make meaning and stuff or anything with it. Slaanesh is just screaming for like a hair metal demon. That's pretty much what Knight Rider is. Wait. Doom Rider, not Knight Rider. Doom Rider is essentially Slaanesh hair metal. The Marvel hero, yes. Right there. I think that's pretty good actually. So now we're gonna play the most dangerous game. Let's see if I can cut these without breaking the other side. It's resin. It's really, really brittle. Now I'm thinking, I said brittle. I'm going to be real possum. I'm kind of feeling it, Mr. Krabs. And I'm trying to think, what is the stuff? It's flat. It's like it's some kind of dessert of some kind. I want to say the word brittle came to mind, but like, that doesn't sound right. Like, peanut brittle? Is that a thing? Is peanut brittle a thing? Babe, is peanut brittle a thing? Is that a thing, or am I just making that up? She doesn't hear me. She's just shooting dudes over there. Just shooting so many dudes in Tomb Raider. Which is the thing that I've often been interested in when I think about, okay, peanut brittle is a thing. Is that the thing that I'm describing? Let's help Eli figure out the name of the food that he's thinking of. That I don't know if I've ever eaten, but okay. At least that seems like a thing. Yeah, peanut brittle. Yeah. Love peanuts. I think we all know that now, though. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a million jars of peanuts, like empty, waiting to be used for terrain. That's a positive thing about eating too many peanuts. The negative thing about eating too many peanuts is you eat too many peanuts, and it's just like, that can't be good. Fun fact, they say not to give your cats peanuts, but my son Theodore loves them. Loves peanuts. I have to cut him off on like the bark teeth, like, you know, the barkeep tender. I tried to say the bar teeth. It's like a bartender and a barkeep at the same time. But I have to cut him off. I'm like, you're cut off, pal. If I had to describe it, I'd say it's reminiscent of shale, peanut shale. That kind of makes sense. So it's just like a bunch of peanuts smashed up and then like sugar or brown sugar, I feel like mixed in together, maybe. That sounds right. Peanut shale. Man, what about peanut hail or peanut hell? That looks good. That's looking good. It's a lot of good. As Mr. Bean would say. According to Eric. I've never seen it. But I believe him. He's an honest guy. I don't know about that. I think we might want to go the other way with it. Peanut shale. That's good. That looks good. We'll go with that. And this will definitely be filled in a little bit. But... Hey, babe. Yeah. You ever had peanut brittle? Ever had peanut brittle? Peanut brittle. What did you say? Peanut brittle. Yeah, no, I know SpongeBob. I feel like I have, but I don't know. I wasn't trying to make you angry, I'm sorry. I definitely have. There's no way I haven't. I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I was trying to think of the word for it a minute ago. Possum thankfully was here to help me, because otherwise, I don't even know. His armor seems brittle. You must move to much higher ground. Yeah, it is pretty Crimbin. Pretty Crimbin treat. A Crimbus treat. Just a bunch of peanuts and brown sugar, I think. Again, I'm making this up. I don't know how to make peanut brittle. Is that right? Is it just peanuts and brown sugar? Like candy peanuts. Yeah. Yeah, like a sheet of peanuts and candy. Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're just going to sculpt that. Chill. I'd be down. It's not Christmas time, but I'm always down with peanut brittle, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had it. See, this is why, so the best way to handle zip kicker is to use the little top part instead of the sprayer. But that also means that you just often, like a dummy, leave it open, so then you just spill it all over your desk. I do it all the time. It's very fun. I don't like it. Now my entire desk smells like zip kicker. Also, when you have super glue and other shit all over your desk all the time, definitely leads to it being not very conducive of not getting your stuff glued to the table. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, get on the thing. Nope, needs to be shaved down more. It's not gonna go unless I shave grief and don't cut my hand. We'll cut away from ourselves. This is where I just cut myself really badly. Yeah, I don't know. How does that work? If I accidentally hurt myself really bad, do I technically, like, involuntarily mess up the whole terms of service kind of thing? Like, what if I didn't mean to? See, not brittle. Yep. Now it's just in my head. No, I was asking legitimately. I don't remember. I was talking about how brittle the spinal column was that I just broke.
One of the Christmas treats the attorneys bring to us is peanut brittle every year. So
that's a good treat. I think you can still get busted for doing something unsafe, but I don't know. I know YouTube lawyer. Man, I get busted all the time because I'm constantly doing unsafe stuff on here. How unsafe do you have to be? I'm just a possum. I don't know. I'm just a possum. Man, this one time I looked out in my backyard because I heard a big noise. And so I'm going to preface this. Looked out in the backyard because I heard a big noise. Not as big as what it clearly was. But I was like, what the fuck was that? So I go outside and I'm looking in the backyard and I see this like thing out there. I'm like, is that a cat? Is there some strange cat in my backyard? So I go outside and I'm just like, hey, what are you doing there, bud? And I get closer. It's not. It's a tree. An entire tree fell through my fence and my neighbor's fence. Like, I mean, massive tree. Like twice as big as my house. Destroyed our fence over here, then over here, and the neighbor's fence. And it was in both of our yards. And it's just like, how did I think that was a cat? And I think it was just the reflection of the light on one of the leaves. It just kind of looked kind of white. And I was like, what's that white cat doing in our yard? I don't know you. That's my purse. Get out of there. Alrighty. Got that. Now I'm going to come over here real quick. So I got this new green box that I got to open up, but I did not get time to do that. I also moved to Johnny, which I guess I could show that here in a second. We haven't taken a peep over at Johnny in a hot minute. Actually, I don't know if I want to show that. My entire my whole studio kind of looks like shit. But I'll do it. There's Johnny. Moved a little bit. Well, you can't even see it. How about now? Yeah, a Johnny. Bonsai. And other Grieveland box. There's Grieveland. Everybody loves that Grieveland. Just sitting there with its hair on. Anywho. But yeah, I'm excited to get this other one up and going. And hopefully get more things printed. Which... no, I need to stay and work on... I just need to work on grief. We're just going to work on grief. We're not going to work on anything else. I really want to finish that model for Possum, though. Tomorrow morning. And then it's done. And then I'm on to Shankly. in the wires, which I'm really excited about. Hi, Greeblin. Yeah, I'm really excited. Of course, I could count on them to fuel my trench crusade hunger. They have requested me to make a model for a warband for Trench Crusade with the intention, they said, to hopefully have me do a whole warband for them, which I'm so stoked about. And I'm even more stoked that they picked probably my favorite, which is surprisingly on the heaven side of things, but the Trench Pilgrims. I'm really excited, so I'm going to be making a castigator for them. Come on. Quit it. Grief. Good grief. Alright. I don't think that other super glue sticks as quick. Or maybe it's just sticking to my fingers. Stop it. Okay. Now we're good. Boop. I'm going to open up the zip kicker and I'm going to get a little spritz. Just a little spritz. I finally got all the hair off my fingers and now it's just all over them again. Now see, the smart thing to do would be put some kind of little brush in there. But I don't have time for that right now. And also I still will probably knock the bottle over. So the smartest thing to do is probably just keep the little spray. That was not as bad as I remember it being. I remember typically whenever I applied it, it just went everywhere. But I'm also typically putting it on really small things, not giant, awful demon things. So that might be part of the memory as well. I think we need to go in before I put any more hair on here. We need to put some epoxy sculpt so we can get that back looking good. Oh, Greeblin. Everybody loves Greeblin. This is like the longest rest Greeblin's gotten in a hot minute. He's just been working around the clock. Everyone knows Greeblin's working for the weekend. So that just made me think. If you were wanting to watch something else, possibly I could always make balloon animals. That is a skill that I was born knowing how to do. I don't know why. It's just naturally I can do that. I don't know. Character creation, it was just like, okay, you get one starting gift, like free gift, and I picked Balloonomancy. But I didn't remember doing that. So then one day when it was just like, hey, we got some stuff to make balloon animals, I got super glue on my shorts. And it's not coming off. It's super glue and it looks like probably a piece of plastic. Wonderful. So yeah, I can make balloon animals. Just good at it. Don't know why. It's a curse. Maybe passed down from generation. I don't know. Who's to say? But yeah, I did that for a while at work. I just brought my balloons and a little pump. And I was just like, well, while we're in a meeting, I'll just make some balloon animals real quick. Just pop one of those out on the table. The last time I tried to do it, though, it popped. And I do believe Eric came from the other side of the building because he was just like, is everybody okay? Because it did sound really loud, like a gunshot. Which is, I was trying to make a big dog, a bigger dog than I'd been making. And I just put more and more air in it, and then when I started to twist it, because you got to make the head first, I donked up, and I just popped the balloon. It was very hot. Not hot, very loud. This is kind of hot though. All right. There's a hole in one of my gloves. It's fine. We'll work through it. We'll get through this puzzle. Don't worry. Already thought about another model to go with the one you're making for me. So next time your slots open up, I'll hopefully be ready. Ah, the same vein. Like for the same group, I gotta take this glove off. My whole thumb's just hanging out now. Like for the same crew, like a biomechanical little monstrosity. Yeah, for the same group. Hell yeah. I cannot stress enough. It's definitely been the funnest model that I've made that I can remember. I've really enjoyed making these. Like, just super, super fun. Well, I don't know. The sheer amount of like, oh, there's no wrong answers. It's just making off a little gribbly thing. I get so hung up on like rules and stuff and being afraid that like, oh, I'm gonna spend all this time. This is not right. I'm gonna spend all the time working on stuff and then it's gonna be invalidated. So I get such, I guess apprehension. I don't know. I'm afraid of like finishing stuff for the fear of having to break it and take it apart, or it just not even being able to be used in the game anymore. But I'm really working on trying to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. Playing games where that's not an issue is a big, quick fix for that. Pro tip: quit playing those games. But no, other people I don't think are as upset about that kind of stuff. And realistically, I didn't play enough to really make a big difference, but at the same time, it's just the investment in time. It's just so high for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I would love to make more of those for certain. It's very, very near to being done. I think he's in frame. Yeah, very happy with it. Pretty much have to finish this arm, and then a little bit more foil wrapping. But other than that, I'm really happy with the detail and whatnot. Today I mainly worked on this arm and that hose, the face, and I tightened up this face, and I did the fingers on there. I added this little tongue thing, and all the spikes. I poked myself a whole lot. I can't stress enough, when you paint these, please be very careful, and do not put your finger on any of these. They are very sharp. Yeah, lots of little pokes, but very cool. Very happy with it. Hopefully you are as well. All right, get out of those spines. Spine cabinet, it's where you keep your spines. I will mostly use the airbrush. Hell yeah, I thought I had a color scheme in mind, but I think I'm gonna have to rethink it. What kind of colors were you thinking? I'm very curious. I think all the pictures that you sent for like a reference, the ones that were color, they were very neutrals and naturals, grays, browns, creams. But then blue, green, and rust. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, that sounds rad. I love blue and green. Blue, green's good. Get out of here. Come on, hair. That's one of the things I was going to mention. So, I have not really played any Tomb Raider, aka Tomb Raider, as some people call it. No one else calls it Tomb Raider. And I don't even remember why we started calling it that. I think it was just taking Tomb Raider and splitting it into two different words, and yeah, Tom Brady-esque, just making it have a name. Anywho, yeah, we'll work off, change our name to Tom Raider. But yeah, very interesting. There's not really many tombs that you're raiding. You're really mainly just shooting people, from what I've seen. Is that an incorrect statement, you think? Babe?
Huh?
Would you say that the main part of Tomb Raider is not really raiding tombs, but just shooting dudes?
No, I don't think so. That's not why I like the game.
Would you say that it is mainly tomb raiding focused, though?
I like to see what jumps I can and can't do, and what things I can find.
But as far as the story,
You're finding artifacts.
okay.
If people in the way, that's their problem.
I'm not trying to get you to justify shooting them. I'm just, from an outsider looking in, I'm just saying.
That's fine. That's not why I enjoy the game, but that's probably why some people do. Oh god, a boulder! No!
Well, she disagreed with my consensus. She does know more about Tomb Raider than I do. I know very little, to be honest. I said you disagreed with my census that the game was not mainly about shooting dudes.
I would love the game if I didn't have to shoot things.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying I thought there would be a lot more tomb raiding. And typically when I see you playing it, you're just in a building shooting guys.
Not always.
Not always. Sometimes you are in fact in a tomb and there's like a dinosaur or a gorilla.
It's about shooting miracles on this earth.
Yeah, and then it becomes, oh, we found we found like not even like endangered, like it's extinct for 65 million years and it's just like time to kill it. I mean, that's kind of fair. In that situation, I would have liked to have known like what the intention though was of the designers. They're like, yeah, and then blah blah blah. Because of course there'll be a dinosaur. I'm assuming there was no thought put into. Maybe there was though. Maybe I don't know anything about raiding tombs. I don't have much experience. Real life or fictional. Now my uncle has found a pile of human skulls before. Anywho. Vertebrae. Raiding tombs is all about blam blam pew pew pew. That's it. And then saying they belong in a museum. And then punching Nazis. Or maybe that's just Indiana Jones. Possum, are you a fan of the Indiana Jones movies? If so, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite? I don't know if I've seen enough to be like, that's my favorite. I've definitely seen them, but I'm not like, man, I'm gonna go watch that again. I know some people are really big fans. Never seen one. See? Okay. It's not just me. Okay. Well, the one that's got the Ark of the Covenant's pretty dope. If I remember correctly. He doesn't like snakes also. Also, Harrison Ford's pretty fun. I like Han Solo. And Blade Runner. Yeah, Indiana Jones just never really big. Does remind me of one of my former coworkers telling me about when he was a kid. He used to love pretending to be Indiana Jones, except his last name is Johnson. So he would run around the house and call himself Kentucky Johnson. And that is one of the funnest things I've heard in a long time. It's way more fun when like you're being told about it like as adults. It's like, well, I used to pretend I was Kentucky Johnson and wear a little hat and run around the room and hit things with a little whip. And that's just fucking rad. It's just like, yeah, man, I wish you still did that. be the change that we need. Just a grown-ass man running around dressed up like Indiana Jones, yelling Kentucky Johnson and smacking things with a whip. I would like that. It might fix me. What did I drop? Part of the coccyx. Speaking of things that might fix you, it's we're getting again very, very, very close to running out of things to watch about that guy saving animals that I really like. But today we were watching an episode and he met this guy that I don't remember what little island it was on. But pretty much this dude was just like single-handedly like funding his own little project, just a random dude. Like no experience. He was just like, yeah, I believe that this one kind of endangered tiger lives here. So I've just been working on trying to prove that it exists and is not extinct for like X amount of years all on my own. And it's just like, man, that guy's awesome. How do I send that guy money? I want to help him find that endangered kitty and save it. Also, it's very fun whenever they're like, oh yeah, these prints definitely belong to a cat, a big cat. Look at the size of these hands. When Theo, I think it was the first time he went to the vet, but the doctor was just like, he's got really big hands. And we're just like, oh my gosh, is that going to be an issue? He's like, no, he's just got really big hands. I was like, what is that? What kind of changes are we going to have to make? You probably have to buy bigger gloves. That's about it. But luckily we haven't run into that issue yet because he doesn't wear gloves. Yeah, I'm like wearing clothes. It's hard to get that guy to put even a hoodie on. He's been spoiled by being able to go out in the backyard without a harness now, and now he's just like, I don't want to wear clothes. I'm not doing it. Which I kind of respect. I fully respect. I respect his wishes. But he does look really, really cute in a little hoodie. The problem is, though, it's like not really his trunk or his core that gets cold when it's cold. It's like his little feet. So it's just like, I feel like the hoodie doesn't really help. You need boots. He's not going to wear boots, though. I know that. We all know that. But he'd look real cute in some. Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty upsetting looking. Pretty jacked up spinal column. Little kitty galoshes. Oh my goodness. Some kitten mittens. Oh boy. Man, I've already put another hole in this. Yeah, I wish he would wear little shoes or little boots. But at the same time, I also don't want to be like, hey, dress up. So I don't like dressing up either. I don't know where he is. I think he's upstairs. Babe, is Theo over there with you or is he upstairs?
Huh?
Is Theo over there?
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, he's so good. Such a good boy. Henri. Or Henry, if you will. We're going to put some more ribs here. Looks like a sausage. That's not what we want. Or maybe it is. Maybe. Perhaps. That kind of looks pretty solid, actually. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm down with that. Yep, we definitely did not want to go any higher with the hair or any lower. That looks right. Little kitty galoshes. As far as the other guy for your group possum. Was there any specifics that you wanted on that one, or just same kind of vibe, or more teeth, less teeth? Not very many teeth in that one. Well, a couple though. More hands, more heads. Marco! Hello, princess. Hi. Did you want to come sit with me? She says, no, I just wanted to scream a little bit. What's up? Classic Margot. Yeah. Versus classic me. I'd have to see how big that one is before classifying it. Gotcha. All right. He is on a 32 millimeter base, so he's pretty big. Yeah, he's pretty good size. That's a 32, right? Yeah, that's a 32. It's definitely bigger than a Primaris. Might have made him a little taller than you wanted. Hopefully I did not. Looks really fun though. He's real tall and lanky. Get in there. Hi, Margot. Ooh, big yawn. Hi. Such a good girl. Mm-hmm. Got anything to say, Marco? I already said everything I got to say. That could easily be, I figured it was a 32 by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a 32. That could easily be a medium. The next thing I'd ask for would be slight smaller light. Yeah, definitely could do that. Man, well, now I'm thinking about that. That sounds fun. Shoot. Yeah, the freedom of just being like, make a gribbly. Especially like a really gnarly biomechanical gribbly. It's just been very awesome. Very stoked to work on those. It is about as far from put a cape on my Space Marine as you can get. So I'm very happy with that. That, again, particularly that, is just something that I've specifically been asked for, and it's just like that. It is not worth your time or mine, me coming over and spending that much time for something that I could just show you how to do, my friend. You're just like, but I don't want to learn. I was thinking each classification would have a few archetypes, so I'd probably give you a weird archetype theme kind of thing. That sounds awesome. No, I love that. That sounds really rad. Also, I love just that, the concept of you having archetypes for them. I don't know. I'm very, very excited to see what you do with that. All the ideas that you've pitched for games, I'm just like, that sounds rad as hell. I would love that. I would love to play a game like that. Yeah, we're getting there. Definitely could have done more on that, but I didn't have a spine in there. Spine cabinet. That's where you keep your spines. So here's a crazy thing for you that is not related, but a weird thing that I've thought about for a while now. I'm pretty sure it was in high school, might have been middle school, but they had these tests that they would have us take that I realize now were like, it's like a test for the school, not for kids. It's just like the kids have to answer them, but it like only really matters to the school. And what I find very funny about it is like, no one that was not in my like class or went to my particular school has ever heard of what the fuck I'm talking about. But it was a test, and there was a section specifically that had to do with memory. And the way that it worked is you would read this, like the front page, and it would tell you a bunch of words. Like, well, I'll give you an example. A korf is a tiger. That's my favorite one. A lep is a ball. A luppet is a mild cheese. A tay is a hammer. And then they would pretty much, you would go through the rest of the test and you would not see that shit the rest of the time. But then eventually, like an hour or two later, you would get to the part where it would then ask you to like answer them and like match them as close as possible. And I clearly was some like, oh, testing memory kind of stuff. But it's just like, man, me really fucked up. That was some like sleeper agent shit. But I still remember a lot of those, and I'm just like, man, I wonder why they did that. Yeah, Korf is a tiger. And I did not remember all of those. Eli is a sleeper agent. See, that's the thing, is that I'm kind of waiting for the moment when it's just like I'm just asleep and then I just hear like a buzzer in my head and a disembodied voice is like, a Korf is a tiger, a tay is a hammer, and I'm like, I gotta go into my neighbor Ken's house. Just some crazy shit like that. It's time to get up and go to work and just like go work at a job that I've never been to. I've been living a double life. But yeah, I did not remember all of those. That is a list of just a few that other people who know what I'm talking about have been able to be like, oh yeah, I remember this one or I remember that one. So my friends and I kind of compiled a little bit of a small list based on what different people we ran into who remembered them could remember. But a Korf is a tiger is always the one that I was just like, that's good. That's a good band name. And it's Korf. Korf. A Korf is a tiger. A tay, Tay, is a hammer. A lep, Lep, is a ball. A luppet, Luppet, is a mild cheese. Oh shit, or maybe like I'm fucking saying those now and some other sleeper agent's activating. Oh shit, I'm the trigger, not the sleeper agent. Possum's the sleeper agent. Oh no. Making ribs for my griefy friend. Grief, 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 grief. There we go. We definitely didn't have any of that. Yeah, I'm slowly, not slowly. I'm pretty sure at this point. I've not met anyone outside of like the high school that I went to, or middle school or whatever it was, whichever grade. It was all in the same like school district. But I've literally never met anyone else that had any idea what the hell I was talking about. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was just some crazy shit that our school signed up for like, give us money. Look, our kids can remember these things. Give us a grant or something, which is an insane reason to give children money. Learning imaginary words that don't mean anything. I mean, just saying that out loud, I'm just like, I feel like that's some sleeper agent shit. Are you making sleeper agents? It's kind of sketchy, you know? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, I've got my guard up. Too many walls. Got too many walls. Just afraid of being turned into a sleeper agent. All because I remembered that a Korf is a tiger from 20-something years ago. That's kind of crazy. Oh boy. Well, thank you for being on here, Possum. I always enjoy the company. feel like I should probably. I definitely need to work on having some background music. It's like definitely not having Greenland on. I'm realizing it is pretty silent. Hopefully that's not weird. But maybe you guys are listening to music. I feel like it's weird if I listen to music and then make you listen to music with me. I'm playing a game a minute. Oh, well, there you go. Well, then, thank you. That's wonderful. Now I don't have to worry about you being like it's really quiet. There we go. Yeah. Something's not going great over on the other side of the wall, aka Tomb Raider land. Might have run into a corpse. Is that a tiger? What? I don't know what she's saying. It might actually just be Margot. Don't yell at Margot. She's good. So don't yell at Margot. She's good. Margot's just like, Dad, who are you going to believe? That tracks. So Theo is laying in her lap, and Margot is trying to force her way in and kicking her brother out. All of that tracks. And I'm assuming she's standing there screaming at him and both of them, until she gets what she wants. She does that. I don't know who, but somebody, I have my suspicions, made her a little bit spoiled. And when I figure out who it was, they're gonna get it. Man, I wrote that note a long time ago. I should have done that. Thursday. Yeah, right there. Boop. And then one right there. Yeah, just like that. Alrighty. The delay between what I'm doing and like what's showing up, it's a little trippy out of the corner of my eye. I don't look at it. I don't normally have the YouTube thing up. I usually have OBS. But I've done a pretty good job of staying in a little square, so. Yeah. Can't tell you. Kind of feeling sleepy. Also, what you playing, Possum? On the other monitor. You don't have to share. But I'm curious. Quasimorph. That sounds fun. Sam is always always trying to get me to get a PC to game with. I am just a console trash boy. Through and through. Married to a console trash wife. I like those ribs. They're looking good. They're looking real gross. Already looking pretty gross. It definitely does have some Scorn kind of vibes. Man, and also that hair looks awful. I like it. Looks great. I don't even know why I have a glove on. Even something like an OK laptop. Let me play some. Yeah. I really should. It's just time. I'm always just like, Sam, I don't have time for that. And he's just like, you got time to play other games? I'm like, well, yeah, but I already have those. But I don't play video games as much as I used to, by any means. But I try to spend more time doing this kind of stuff these days. But every now and then, the weekends are typically like the only time I really play. Which I am now on Blasphemous 2. That's the one I've been going through. Oh man, I am so glad that I did not push my hand down on that like I thought I had just been doing. That could have been bad. Margot, what are you doing up there, girl? She says, I'm mad. Mom won't let me sit on her lap on top of my brother and scream at them both directly in their faces. That seems pretty messed up to me. Don't you think, Dad? I have raised a little monster. She's perfect. Also, man, I have so many games. I guess that's the other thing. Is it's just like I have so many games. I still need to beat like 4 console. Problem is, it's just like, wow, and then they have like sales and something's like really cheap, or it's just like, oh, PlayStation Monthly. It's like, hey, here's a game, and it's just like, thanks. Didn't need more things to finish. But sometimes there's really good ones there. One time, World Shell was in there as the PS Plus game. Which that is one that I really liked. A lot of people didn't like it too much as far as a... How did that even happen? These gloves, I tell you what, it's almost like they're not made to be taken off and put back on multiple times. Like they're disposable or something. I can't tell what she's doing, but she's moving around just a little bit, so I can't see her on top of the spray booth, but I can hear the spray booth crinkling. She has a point. She does have a point. I get the Venom Steel gloves, and they're pretty reasonable for all. So these, I don't know what brand they were. They were going to go in the garbage at work. So I was like, I'll take them. So I got a whole bunch of gloves. Those sound fancy though. Venom Steel. That's what I use when I rattle can prime. Hell yeah. I like a rattle can, I gotta say. It is my preferred way to prime now. Now that I know to warm the can up with some water for a little bit. That absolutely like 180'd my experience with like spray primers. Just a little bath and some warm water, and just I've not had a single issue since, whereas previously it was every time I tried to use one, I would have to be afraid that I was going to ruin whatever I was working on, because it often did. It just did not sit right, and I'm sure it has to do with our wonderful humidity. Man, these look very, yeah, they're not even. I do like that though. I was trying to think of, make sure that I was like, am I being real goofy here? I was like, no, his rib cage is not symmetrical. I really like that. But it's very noticeable on the back here. More noticeable if I put it where you can see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and the real question, I'm just like, do I need to get green, a wig? I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to assume that Greemp will want a wig. That's not a good look. Well, we'll just see. We'll just see. If I get the impression that Greemp wants a wig, we'll get Greemp a wig. That will involve me having to either print or buy one, though. And probably buy, because printing a wig is crazy. No offense, Greeblin. I enjoyed the attempt. I think that needs to. There we go. Yeah, that's looking grisly. Just grisly. Yeah, definitely prefer rattle can priming to airbrushing. I don't know. It's almost like a flip-flop, or at least it feels like it, where at first I was like, oh yeah, I just really like to prime with my airbrush, and it's just like, man, after having a really easy time with like rattle cans, even just once, it's like, I might go back to rattle can. That way I don't have to mess with the airbrush and all that stuff. It just, sometimes you don't feel like doing the whole airbrush, you know? It just takes it out of you. Okay, now that I'm looking from this side, the rib cage is extremely asymmetrical, and I like that a lot more now. That's really good. Yeah, very noticeably not symmetrical. Wonderful. That's great. I don't remember doing that. So maybe it was just a happy little accident. Probably. Given that I did it this morning, I was probably a little sleepy. Or I guess maybe the day before. Probably the day before. Probably was still sleepy. I'm often sleepy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can use that. We can work with that. I think I might put these ribs on. I might call it an evening. I'm pretty pooped. I've been like an hour and a half. I did want to try to still keep doing stuff on Thursday afternoons, just in the event that anybody wanted to hop on that's not able to in the mornings. But I'm also just kind of tired now. And we did make some progress. It was an hour and a half. Late stream. And then Atri shows up, and I'm just like, well, if nobody's going to hop on, I guess I'll get off and go do other things. But Atri's here, so now I'm just like, well, maybe I won't. Hi, Atri. How are you? Late stream. Working on a grief. Oh, grief. Always the life of the party. pretty silly. But they'll look a lot less silly, I promise. Eventually. Atri, do you have any memories of in school having to learn imaginary words and then have to remember them later for a test of some kind? As an example, a Corf is a tiger, a Tay is a hammer, a Lep is a ball, or a Luppet is a mild cheese. Are you also a sleeper agent? Yeah, are you a sleeper agent? Tell us. It's a setup. This is a sting. Get her. Which the funny thing is, clearly, it's just like I don't even know how that would work, because if it was a setup and it's just like one of those got to be the word, I would want it to be Corf is a tiger. If it's not, I'd be really upset. If you're a sleeper agent, you legally have to tell us. That is true. That's also, I feel like it was one of the words. It was just like something something. It's when you legally have to tell someone you're a sleeper agent. I'm not. I'm making that up. The other stuff I'm not making up though. And other people can verify that did happen, and it's not just a fake memory that I've made. How goes it? Entrapment. Hello. Welcome. July Finn. Good to have you. Good to have you. It is, I mean, that kind of is entrapment. But, yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird thing to do. If you're a sleeper agent, you legally have to tell us. Is the spine a 3D print? It goes hard. Yeah, so the spine is from this 3D skeleton that I use for quite a few things. That's just silly. Okay, gloves. They definitely are done now. So yeah, that's this skull is the same. It's the same skeletal sculpt, but essentially it's just a 3D print of a skeleton. It is not very high poly count, so like you can see it's a little blocky on there, but I typically use them just for building off of. But the main thing that I use is definitely the skulls. This is the first time I've really messed with the rest of the body. And I was going to use it as almost like an anatomical study initially. But then when we started working on Grief here, I thought, well, I definitely could use that spine and those vertebrae. And I don't want to sculpt them. And they will be definitely more noticeable than, say, like the ribs. It's going to be much more prominent. The ribs are going to have some skin and stuff covering them. Not going to be as clearly defined. The spine, I definitely wanted to be very just like, you're going to notice that because it looks awful. Yeah. I'm just going to not trying to make these as super detailed as they are going to be, because again, they're just going to be covered up, but I definitely wanted to put the shape in. That way I have something to build off of when we get to the next part, because there is not going to be muscle covering this so much. It'll be kind of down the back, kind of along the rib cage, but I've kind of got to wait for this stuff to dry before I can start putting any more hair on there. It's difficult because I'm like, man, I really want to fix that, but I'm like, I don't want to fix it. I want to leave it looking really wrong, but my brain's just like, that's not right. That's not how ribs work. They look very wrong. There's something very wrong with these ribs. But I do like that and how asymmetrical it is and just wrong. It just doesn't look right. Same thing with the front, where it's just like, that's too many ribs. Which normally I would not be about that, but the specific goal of these is to be very unsettling. And that's one of those things that I feel like definitely would pop out. Damn it, and I touched that. See, this is kind of what I was dealing with all day, working on that commission for Possum. It's just like, I'd be working on something, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go detail the other side. And then as soon as I did, I would put one of my fingers right on what I had just been sculpting, and then I would have to redo it again. And that's when I was like, I need to let this green stuff dry. I need to quit trying to do too much at once. Alrighty. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, I'm not really sure what to do on that from here, just because I want to start putting more hair on, but I don't want to mess that any of this epoxy sculpt up. I think we ran Etri off Possum by asking if she was a sleeper agent. She doesn't have to answer, she's not here. She got us. That's it. If you're a sleeper agent, you legally have to tell us. Not if I'm not there. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. A lot of Barbie hair. Looks pretty much like muscular though. 1 second, let's see. The Johnny's tank is just filled with gnats, and I hate them. I hate them so much. I've got a little fly trap or a gnat trap in there, but they just keep having babies. It's the worst. Huh. Alrighty. Well, I think I am probably going to end here. I don't really know if I have it in me to glue more hair to this at this moment while there is a bunch of wet epoxy sculpt on it. And I don't really want to cover the leggies in epoxy sculpt any more than they already are, because it's going to get skin on them. Pretty much the skin is going to be right hanging around here and kind of dragging it. But yeah, thank you so much, July Finn. Thank you so much for hopping on. And also sorry for hopping off shortly after you got on. Yeah, I thought I would just stream for about an hour and a half today, which is about what I normally did on the Merkborg stuff. I think I'm just going to do more work on Grief, probably this Thursday and next Thursday. And then, you know, same thing in the mornings. Just kind of work on this until it's done. But I wanted to spend more time getting everything done for Merkborg before I try to actually do solo plays again. That way I'm comfortable. That way it'll be more enjoyable to watch. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Possum, Attree, July. Thank you all so much for your time. Again, it's your greatest commodity. And the fact that you share it with me is something I truly appreciate. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning if you are on then. I will be. Until then, take care. Be good to yourself and to each other, and have a great night. Sit pretty. Take care, my friends. Bye.